This is Duty Bound here. Now, I'm going to try and make this kind of a part 3 to the 3-parters of some weird events that I have experienced myself. And this is going to be touching on that near-death experience testimony that I had tried to make at Jackson Square before they had stopped me from speaking about Jesus. As you may have surmised by a few of my former videos, I was involved with a lot of drug use, sex addiction, and just not good behavior, which I'm not going to go into too much detail here. And one night I had died, and this comes after the encounter with that shadowy demon thing. What I consider was a demon. Maybe it was an alien, I don't know. But anyway, this was after that. Roughly a month I had passed, and I remember closing my eyes, and at first it was a feeling of peace. But then it was just super dark. It was like the dark, just all I could see was darkness. And that darkness was the same darkness that made up that entity that I had encountered. And it was mean. Like this darkness had intention. So I had no body at this point, but I could feel as if I did have a body. I had feeling, and it's like I was being assailed with negativity. And I don't know how to explain that in my language. It's like every atom of my formless body was being assailed, and I didn't know what to do or how to defend myself. I don't think I could have. So that lasted practically like no time at all, but it felt like a long time. And then before I knew it, I was outside my door, hovering above the grass, and I was in arms outstretched, and I couldn't move. But before me stood what looked like a giant version of Jesus. And now he never said his name or anything like that. This is just the impression that I got in my head that I knew who he was. And I'm telling you, he was perfect. He was immaculate. And the perfect, if you could imagine the perfect being, that was him. The best form of a human being you can take. But he was bigger and greater than that. I looked real, as real as you and me. Well, more real because I'm on a screen. But as real as you see your friend next to you, is as real as I was. And the hedges next to me, everything was real except for him. For some reason, I could just tell he was more than real. He was the source of reality, I guess. And the only way I can kind of comprehend it or explain it now, because I'm no longer there, because when I was there, I felt like I knew everything there was ever to know. When I was in his presence, I knew everything. But now I'm just trying to remember. And it was incredible. So I'm trying to explain it as if maybe this fractal tendril of God came down into the bottom of the 4th dimension and showed himself to me, right? It was wild. And I could see, I never moved from my position, but I could see all around him, every angle. And it was incredible. Every part of him was muscular and impeccable. And he had this Mona Lisa smile, and the light that shone off him filled me with peace and a bliss that no drugs that I have done have ever made me feel. And I've got to tell you, wherever that being is, I must go. I have to go there. I have to get home to him, because where he is home. And he had this Mona Lisa smile that just was so good to look at. and he levitated me into his arms. Now, I remember I was the size of an infant to him. Fully grown man, size of an infant. Now, I remember I hovered above his arms. I did not touch his arms. And he lowered his head down to me and looked at me with that Mona Lisa smile. Now, his lips never moved. But in my head, I audibly heard a commanding, authoritative, calming voice, the perfect voice, say, "I am coming." And his eyes shone like amber. And then he shot off into the sky, and I was awake again, alive, in the cradle position in my bed, with hairs that I didn't know could stand up, standing up, goosebumps all over my body. And from that moment forth, I decided that I've got to get clean, and I've got to try and tell this message. Because although how I know how amazing it felt, but I must say that I do believe it was more than just him letting me know. I believe it was a warning to get ready and make ready the way of the Lord. He doesn't want to leave us behind, and he wants all of you. He loves you, because if he could love me in that state, there is none of you that he could not love. So you are loved, and that is my testimony. Anyway, this has been Duty Bound, and God bless.